not about me tonight. It's about the kids. It's about this young kid who dreams to become a soccer player. Or to make that night possible 4 months ago when I was healthy. I was running and I have all this desire to share my passion and how and what I believe about football. Because football for me, it is my life. If to someone I have to be grateful, is for soccer ball. Because that first story that my dad gave to me when I was 2 years old, this soccer ball brought me to that stage, brought me to the Great Wall in China, brought me to Hiroshima, Japan, made me travel around the world. So thanks, soccer ball. I want to read something to you that one coach gave to me when I was 10 years old, something like that. How can you know what love is if you never decorate your room with the colors of your team? How can you know what friendship is if you never cry for a teammate's pain? How can you know what panic is if you never saw your team unprepared for a counter-attack against after you have lost the ball? That is panic. How can you know what insomnia is if you never looked in the eyes of your devastated supporters after you have been relegated? Please tell me, how can you know what crying is if you never lost the grand final with a dubious penalty? So my dear friend, how can you know about life is if you never ever play football? The first time I came in contact with the ball was when I was 2 years old. I have 10 pictures when I was 2, and all of them is with that ball. I want to tell you, when I was 5 years old, when I was 5, the World Cup was the 90s in Italy. And my dad and my family used to watch the game because one of the best players in the story, Maradona, was playing that football. And what I want to say to you, I used to be with my soccer ball when I was 5 years old, and that is the only memory I got with 5 years old. To get that ball, I was under the table watching the TV, and then I seen something Maradona did, like dribble 3 guys, play the ball through to the striker dribble the keeper, and score a goal. I remember because it was against Brazil. So straight away when I seen the repetition, I took the ball, I went to the backyard. It was like blue tan because it was massive for me. I was 5 years old. I went back with 25, and then it was from here to there. But anyway, for me it was the most amazing pitch ever. Then I got the ball, and I'm going to sound a little bit weird, but this is the way I am, guys. And my teammates know that I'm obsessive with football and I'm always talking about it. And so that is the night I'm free to do it. So I got the ball, I dribbled one, like Maradona did. I dribbled the left one. But then I had a problem because Maradona played to somebody. And I was playing by myself. So what I did is to actually start talking about, I'm Maradona, I'm dribbling one, I'm dribbling the second, and there is a teammate, I have to play the ball. So I was playing the ball a little bit slow and running fast. So then I used to play that ball, and when I was trying to reach the ball and get too fast, I was thinking, oh Maradona, you should pass me slower ball. So I was talking about myself, my mom came out of the kitchen and said, Marcos, are you playing with somebody? And I said, yeah. Where is your mate? And I said, oh, I am 2 players because I want to score a goal. And I used to, guys, believe I'm the dreamer. That is why. So I used to create all this fantasy in my head and repeat that situation, that pass, and that dribble with the keeper. And also sometimes I used to say, I'm dribbling the keeper, and then fell over. That was penalty. So I create another person as well, the rest. Like I told you, I got a sister, 1 year and a half, beautiful girl. What happened, guys? You doing faces? When I say about my sister? She's a fashion designer. If you look at her, you think, oh, she will not touchable, some people never ever, but I'm telling you, she used to be amazing. I used to train her every day. I used to pay like 5 pesos, that means like $5, just to practice with me. So I used to ask money to my dad to give to my sister. It's like renting one to make. So I used to make my sister wear my boots, my old boots. So still half size bigger. She was say, okay, I'm gonna wear the boots just for 10 minutes. And I said, no, it's 1 hour. Well, we used to play together. And then is when it became my sister played 30 minutes and then give up. And then I used to play by myself. That is some little skill that I'm gonna talk about. Let's say that is the passion that I have to coach kids. When I see you guys in front, kids under 12, under 10, everything is about hit targets. When I was by myself, because my sister didn't help me a lot, I used to fill bottles of water, and chew, and put one in my left, 10 yards, and another one there. So I used to dribble and look to hit that bottle of water. So I was training all the time this, moving by myself, creating the players, creating the ref. I'm going to repeat it again, but all this stuff was every day. So I used to create, the ref is there, another rival is there, whatever. So I dribble here, and I looked at that angle, that bottle of water, and hit. And when I was missing, my heart was like, oh no, I have to try again. So I used to do it ages, 2 or 3 hours. I became so obsessive hitting targets. Then one day, from my room, I tried to switch off the light. That hit everything, my computer down, everything was crazy. But my mom said, what are you doing? I felt the ball is there. I said, no man, just don't worry, I'm just gonna sleep. I said, fine, that's the last one. No. I will try tomorrow. And I become obsessive, And one day, that is the most incredible thing I did. And it's incredible because even my sister was surprised that she let me be allowed to do it. My sister was 12 years, and she has 1 teeth, It's bleeding, Marcos, I want this teeth out because it's $2, Dad is gonna give me $2 and whatever. And I said, what do you want me to do? I'm just practicing hitting targets. And she said to me, Dad, help me because it's hurt, I swear. She was crying. That's not a chance. That's my opportunity, I thought in my head. And I said, look, come beautiful. Just, let's say that you want to wait here. Come here, walking. Let's say 5-10 yards. Put the ball there. So what are you doing? No, listen. if you believe me, I will tear out these teeth. I said, Marcos, what do you mean? Look, I was practicing to hit that target 3 hours. I did from 10 to 7, so I'm becoming unbelievable. So if you wait there, I swear, I wanna hit your face. With the ball, guys, yeah? So I was there, and I was thinking, that's my chance. I looked at my sister. My sister was, with the hair, beautiful hair, 2 teeth. It was one we have to put down. And she was so cute. So she was like, Marcos, that's gonna hurt. No, because it's not really, how is it when the ball is a little bit flat? Something soft? It's soft. Don't worry. It's no problem. So I was there, I kicked my first one, and I thought I was going to be arrogant enough to say to you, I miss. So my sister was closing her eyes, she was closing there, and then, oh, Marcos, you miss. Don't worry, let me, last chance. No, Marcos, and she's like crying, she was like kind of nervous, And I said, I swear, give me the last shot. If I don't make it, you go and tie your teeth, close the door, do all this stuff. So I get there, I just, for the new generation, like Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm gonna make it. In that time it was Maradona, and Maradona used to stand up like this. And you laugh about it, I'm gonna show you, 7 years old. So I did that move. I was thinking, I can't miss because that is my opportunity to become a superhero. I get that, shoot, my sister made this move. She started bleeding, and then she started crying badly, and then she started laughing. I said, you made it. And then she ran out, Mom, Marcos hit the ball. Marcos hit my face or whatever. And I said, but you asked me. Whatever. But I made it. After that thing, I thought that was a superhero. You can see the second picture with my beautiful hair. Why are we laughing? Well, that was the first day the first coach rejected me. That was the first day, Buenos Aires, to big club. We went with my team, and they say that I wasn't too strong enough. I don't know why they said that. You can see my legs so strong. When I was 7, that is my first awards in my local club. That is my home, is my first team in Argentina. And so go to the video, please.
Al área va a sacar el número 2 de Ultracar. Pelota en la mitad de la cancha. Allí va Furlan. Ponía Furlan largo, la pelota que va para quién. Para el número 2, para Marcos Flores. Marcos Flores y la pelota, va Marcos Flores, levanta el centro, la pelota que rebota el hombre. Allí le estaba dando en la mano también a un hombre que estaba en el piso, a uno de los chicos de Ultracar. Sara Antonelli, rebota en un hombre, va sacando la pelota. La gente de Ultracar apurada en este pasaje del partido y falta en perjuicio de Deiber. Hay falta en perjuicio de Adrián Deiber, el número 9, y hay tiro libre.
First thing I want to say, I always was desperate to get the ball, so I was trying to run everywhere, trying to beat the ball. And then I ran towards the ball, I got it, and I rolled. I rolled the ball because the ball was too big, So I rolled the ball. My teammate is asking Brian Arnold if you can kick. He said, me. And my coach gives, the that let me kick that free kick. These two guys are my parents. I'm gonna tell you why I'm lying. Can you play this? There is the Maradona thing, look back. Boom, goal. Okay. Two things to say about it. Look. So proud. In that video, when I got the ball, my dad said to me, Marcos, shoot to the goal. Because I was trying to cross the ball. Maybe because I didn't feel like I was strong enough to score a goal. But he gave me that motivation. I said, yeah, why not? So I shoot. I could turn and say, yeah, for you, Daddy, or the heart, from Bell, with Cristiano Ronaldo things and all this stuff. But I ran straight away to my dad, to the keeper, to celebrate together. And I said 2,000 times this stuff. Then I was thinking, where or who taught me that thing, Which coach told me celebrate with your teammates? And that was my dad. My dad is a doctor. My dad knows about football. He knows something about football. But my dad was amazing because he taught me values. And that's what I want to say to you kids. I am so proud of who I am as a person, not who I am as a player. As a player, I'm not the best. I'm not the worst also. I know who I am. I know what can I do, and I know my potential. I know my limitations. But my dad taught me something that is really hard to learn. He taught me to be humble. He taught me to be good teammates, to know how to share, to know how to listen. So with all these things, guys, regardless if I score the goal or I miss the goal, or if I end up my season with 3 goals, or I end up my season winning the Johnny Warren, guys, believe me, there's no one coach in this world who can say they're not ready to learn. They're not capable to learn. There's no one teammate who can say I'm selfish. It is a fact. And that is what I want to teach you guys. I want to teach every person in this room. Because it's not only for the kids who want to become a professional soccer player. It's for you guys that you're gonna go to uni. Be humble enough to open your mind, to open your heart, to keep learning. That is the thing that's gonna drive us as far our destiny wants, and how bad we want to become better person every day.
If it doesn't come bursting out of you, in spite of everything, don't do it. Unless it comes unasked out of your heart and your mind and your mouth and your gut, don't do it. If you're doing it for money or fame, don't do it. If you're doing it because you want women in your bed, don't do it. If it's hard work, just thinking about doing it, don't do it. If you're trying to write like somebody else, forget about it. If you have to wait for it to roar out of you, then wait, patiently. If it never does roar out of you, do something else. If you first have to read it to your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your parents or to anybody at all, you're not ready. Don't be dull and boring and pretentious. Don't be consumed with self-love. Don't do it. unless it comes out of your soul like a rocket. Don't do it unless the sun inside you is burning your gut. Don't do it. When it is truly time, if you have been chosen, it will do it by itself, and then it will keep on doing it until you die, or it dies in you. There is no other way, and there never was.
That thing comes from what my parents told me. My parents told me to do what I love. And I'm going to tell you one quick story. When I was 18, I became a professional soccer player and I scored a goal the first night. So, I scored a goal. I couldn't believe it. I was shaking my house. I didn't know what to do. Everyone was saying, "Congratulations, Marcos, that is the dream come true. First game, you scored a goal." I was crying, and then I was making time, spending time, acting like I was in the change room because I didn't want to come first for the media because they were waiting cameras there, and I was thinking, if I just leave the single players go, they're gonna do they're gonna take all the cameras, and with me it's gonna be just one. So when I left, 30 minutes after, I just rock up with my bags, thinking I wanna hug my mom, and my mom would be crying. It's gonna be awesome. And then I seen 10 cameras coming to me, and I wasn't ready at all. And I remember I say the same sentence for 10 minutes because they were asking me how you feel, and I was saying, when the soccer player get nervous, say, "Oh well, to be honest, we lost the game." "Oh yeah, but what do you feel?" "No, well, to be honest, So I said to be honest 2,000 times that day. I made it, and then things changed a little bit. I moved to live, in one apartment by myself because I used to live with all the academy in the stadium. My dad, what happened? We changed the coach. The coach sent me to reserves. Without excuse, they just cleaned all the teams. I know we need more experience. The kids are not ready. Marcos is 18, so I'll go home and train with the reserve team. So I get so depressed that I made like 3 or 4 months. In 3 or 4 months, I end up playing in the reserves of the reserves, in the subs, sitting on the bench. My dad never ever lose a game. But I'm going to tell you something. My dad, if I'm telling you that example that some kid is playing in Gosford, my dad used to live in Melbourne, something like that, live a little bit closer, let's say more 3 or 4 hours drive, yeah? So my dad, regardless what he was doing, he was taking the car, saying to me, "What time you play? I want to be there." So he used to drive, watch the game, and get back. That was the support I felt from my family. But then, when I was captain in the youth team, of course my dad was so proud. My dad never ever tried to lose a game. Then, when I was on the bench, in the reserve, my dad is still there. He was always with me, regardless if I was playing or not. And that day he showed me, because actually I called him, I said, "Dad, it's raining, man. It's cold. I don't want to play. The coach don't like me. So, it don't make any sense, just stay there, drink your coffee, relax." I said, "Okay, Marcos, good luck," he said to me. Well, go to the stadium, my jacket, wait on the bench, freezing, and then I see my dad parking. It's crazy. So that day was really important because I was feeling like this football was pushing me away, But I still focused in my back of my heart. I was thinking, I will make it. And now I'm living a horrible moment what I will make. And my dad, without saying any word, he drove me to the stadium where I was living, and he did the roundabout, and he drove to the shopping center. And he said to me, Marcos, I'm going to stay 3 or 4 more hours with you, and we're going to watch the movie. What do you reckon? And I was at that time, teenager, 18 years old, thinking, oh, yes. I'm not talking for 10 minutes, No. Marcos, you feel tired? Yes. But if you didn't play, I'm tired. Always excuse, So my dad sat with me, we eat the pollo, popcorn, we say in Spanish pollo, sorry. And I was eating slowly in silence, and my dad said to me, can I ask you something? And I swear I will not ask anything all night. Yes, it's your chance. And he said to me, do you want to keep playing football? And I just turned around and said, that is the last time. The first and the last time you ask me that. Because I will have this time a long career, and that is what I love. Today, before coming to this event, I met Sky with my dad. And I told him, I want to tell you a story when you told me you remember. And my dad said to me, Marcos, please tell everybody that you have your beard really long, that your jeans were dirty, I was thinking that you were the hippie who was playing guitar on the street. And Marcos, you were looking horrible, buddy. That's what I asked you, not because I didn't want you to play football. Then, what I want to say about it, my dad, that day, asked me that question I needed. Because that's when my heart shakes and I was thinking, wow, I'm getting out of football. And then the next training, I was 100% back again. And 6 months after, they sold me my first transfer to first division. How amazing is the support from parents. How amazing is the respect my dad has with me. Because my dad never stopped the coach to say, why are you playing my son? Never, ever. My dad said to me, shoot to the goal, but my dad never said to, hey, right back, come here, you change here. No. My dad used to watch me play, guys, and I promise you, sometimes I get crazy because my dad used to say, Marcos, play football. And regardless of what things happen, I was taking the ball, someone gave me a tackle, and I was looking back at the defender, my dad said, hey, play football, Marcos. Play football, all the time. That was the instruction of my dad for 6 years. Never ever say, Marcos, dribble 3 guys. No, my dad said, you play football, you enjoy it. That is the support and the values I get from my family, and I wish to you kids that you have all the support as well. First of all, I'm so proud of you. You make it really good football, and I really enjoy to see you with the ball. Thank you very much. Talk me a lot. Passion is in every heart of you guys. We have to recognize which is the passion, that is the main target. And also, I think the passion is like a candle. As much how expensive is a candle, if you don't light, it will not shine. And we have to try to help the kid, to find his passion. I try to help a friend to find his passion. And I want to show you what happened just in one game.
Hay días que un partido de fútbol puede convertirse en algo único y especial. En algo que una de por vida a un padre y a su hijo. Porque la primera vez siempre está llena de interrogantes, de dudas, de inquietudes. Pero para eso está papá, para indicar el camino más correcto. Porque sí, esto es un partido de fútbol. Y en él la gente grita y hace gestos que nuestro peque no termina de comprender. Chupete de la boca y al fútbol. Pero volvamos a esa primera vez, porque el peque parecía no entender nada. En cambio, papá conocía lo que significa sufrir por los colores de su Málaga. Y es que a veces los papeles se intercambian, porque si un padre está irritado, tenso y no entiende lo que sucede, ahí surge su hijo para consolarlo y darle un mensaje de ánimo, una buena palabra que genere la sonrisa cómplice entre ambos. Nuestro peque acaba de llegar a esa fase, digamos, fusión con el ambiente, él a su ritmo, con papá llevando la batuta siempre por delante. Fase que desencadenaría en cómo celebrar un gol. Pues así, chupete fuera y ese gritito que le hace sentir más próximo a papá, más hombre. Como ya tenía experiencia, la celebración del segundo gol mejoró aún más al primero. Nuestro peque sentía la rosalera a sus pies. Fuera chupete. Abajo él, papá, que le había llevado a eso que llaman fútbol y que le deja con esta cara de alucinado. Papá también enseña a su hijo a cantar y liberar tensiones. Pero este final estaba destinado a ser la primera vez más feliz del mundo. Ahí estaban padre e hijo, unidos bajo un mismo signo, el fútbol, compartiendo cariño, ilusión y complicidad. Aunque a papá se le olvidara contar cómo celebrar el pitido final. Ellos estaban ahí, juntos, en medio de toda esta locura, coreando al héroe de la noche, quizá sin saber ni ellos mismos que los verdaderos héroes eran un padre y un hijo unidos como nunca por el fútbol.
Both of us, we believe in football the way we do. I want to ask things that we used to talk on the room, the hotel, when we play away. Cass, which is your team?
The team I've always supported is from Uruguay, Nacional, which is the biggest club in Uruguay and a very big club in South America. And basically my passion for that club comes through family, through generations, and yeah, I feel it's a big part of my life.
Beautiful. He has, I will not ask to Cass to show his body, but he has a tattoo about this team. Yeah? So, how many times you watch Nacional live football?
I've only been to Uruguay once in my life.
Perfect.
I went with my family in 2010, and I was lucky enough to go with my grandparents. My grandfather is not around anymore. I got to go to 3 games with him, one of which was the derby, and we won that 3-0, so that's probably my favourite memory.
Beautiful. Now, I remember that day he told me this stuff. I asked Cass, I said, what do you feel there? You know? When you see 50,000 people getting crazy, 3,000 cops, you know? That's how it is. I don't know if you remember that night, but when I asked you, you know, what surprised you or what you remember clear, what you say to me? You remember when you were coming out from the stadium?
Yeah, it's just a moment where, you know, my father and grandfather embraced each other, and you know, apparently that's similar to what they did when they were living in Uruguay, and you know, something I never saw, but you know, it was a touching moment.
That is football. When he told me that thing, we were both crying. I told his dad, and he was crying because it is that moment. It's not just the 90 minutes. I remember when he said to me that his dad and his grandpa was hugging each other, and he was 2 steps backwards with your mom, looking at that thing, and he never ever could forget the thing. That's what football game brings to our life. So, Cass, just thank you to share this moment with us. It is the most beautiful thing to see you with the ball when you play the football, because you play with that sincerity in your heart. You're sensible, and that is how we play the sport, and that is why Cáceres, Anthony, my mate, my friend, mi amigo, that is why he do this amazing job when he does. So thank you, Rio.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, I want to thank every person who made that night possible. I want to thank every parent who bring your kid. I want to thank Ryan Arnold for introducing me to that family. I'm so thankful I don't regret anything.